What's poppin', everybody? I got a little cup battle here for you. Nothing too crazy, but there's some interesting stuff in this match that I wanted to commentate on. This match took place about a month ago, June 20th, 2018. Nothing, like I said, nothing crazy, not a lot of huge big brain stuff going on here, but there are some moments in this that I wanted to commentate, and I just found this battle sitting in my bookmarks, and I was like, I think that's worth commentating, especially because I really need something to upload. So let's go ahead and jump right into this here. I'm just using my standard team. He looks like he's playing maybe a little bit more defensive here, just with the Pharisee and the Mariani, or whatever it's called. So I'm going to lead off with my Dwebble. He's leading off with his Abra. Pretty standard stuff. He's going straight for the Psychic, trying to just get as much damage as he can. I go for the Stealth Rocks right off the bat. That's pretty standard. I knew that whatever he hit me with Abra probably wasn't going to one-shot, because Abras don't carry any super effective moves against Dwebble, as far as I know. I then go into my Pawniard, predicting him to do the exact same thing and just Psychic again. So that gives me the free switch into Pawniard here. I know he's going to stay in here and probably either go for a Moonblast or Hidden Power Fighting or something. So I figured to just test my luck, and I mean, I knew I probably wouldn't live whatever he threw at me, but I was like, hey, a Sucker Punch is definitely going to bring him down to Sash if he is Sashed. And if he's not Sashed and he's Spexed, then he's going to have to switch out because the Psychic's not going to do anything. And yeah, in that case, the Sucker Punch wouldn't be the best play because it would do nothing. But at the same time, it's a 50-50 basically. And I think I make a good play here by going for the Sucker Punch because that does take him down to his Sash, and he's going to take out my Pawniard, but now he's basically got a dead Abra, which is great because Abra is a huge threat in all of Little Cup, but especially against my team. So I'm going to bring in the Chinchou now, which is pretty much the only thing I have that will outspeed Abra, since it's Scarfed, and he realizes now that he has to get the fuck out of here. So I just go for the Scald here, just because that seems like a pretty safe bet. There are plenty of Pokemon on his team that could absorb a T-Bolt or a Volt Switch, so I just go for the Scold because I figure no matter what I go for, he's either A, going to sack the Abra and I'll be able to just kill it with any of my moves because it was down to its Sash, or I should just go for Scold because he's going to bring in something to just absorb that Scold, just eat it right up, and I figure if that's going to happen, I might as well play my luck and see if I can get a burn. He brings in the Pharisee here to eat up that Scald, and unfortunately I do not get the burn, but that's all good because I'm sitting pretty here. He brings in this Pharisee, goes to the Thunder Wave, a very odd play, I guess, but at the same time, I guess he knew that no matter what, it was going to affect someone, because he knew that I was going to switch out with my Chinchou there. Because by going in with it against the Abra, I kind of confirmed that it was Scarf in a way. And now he's just, he realizes that the Chinchou is going to have to switch out because I can't do anything just sitting there scolding it. And that gives him a free T-Wave on something. I go into Pumpkaboo here expecting him to Rapid Spin to get rid of my rocks, or to set up a Leech Seed. Either one of those would have been blocked by Pumpkaboo, but he makes the smart play of going for Thunder Wave and not taking the risk of getting blocked by Pumpkaboo. Now he brings in the Mariani. I just go for a Will-O-Wisp here because I'm not really sure what he's going to do, and I know the Will-O-Wisp will benefit me against no matter what he brings in. So yeah, I really just was not sure what he was going to do there. I knew he was going to switch because there's not much that the Pharisee could do. As I mentioned, Pumpkaboo largely blocks pretty much any strategic moves that Pharisee can use. So I knew he was going to switch it to something, I just didn't know what, and I figured Will-O-Wisp would probably be a good idea. I kind of saw maybe the Mienfoo coming out and then going for knockoff to try something like that. So I thought Will-O-Wisp would definitely be a good play there. He brings in the Mariani, so Will-O-Wisp doesn't help me as much, but it's still not a wasted turn. I'm now going to switch out because I figured he was probably going to hit me with some poison shit and try to kill me. I just knew that there also wasn't anything that I could really do. I mean, I couldn't really do anything because Giga Drain wouldn't have done shit. Fire Blast wouldn't have done shit. He was already burned, so there was really nothing I could do with Pumpkaboo there. So I just decided to switch into Dwebble here, kind of as a sack in a way, just trying to kind of scout out what he's going to do, because I really do not need Dwebble past the early game, to be honest. At least definitely not in this match, and typically in most matches that's how it goes with this team. So I bring him in here to scout out what he's going to do. He sets up the toxic spikes, predicting my switch, which is pretty obvious, but still a good play on his part. Now he brings the Mienfoo here, probably going to try to set up a sweep of some sort. I knock off just because I know, I went for the knockoff just because I figured if he did stay with Mariani, that would definitely help. It would make it less of a wall, and it's a massive wall as it is. So I need to get rid of whatever item it may be running. I don't think it had leftovers, did it? Yeah, it doesn't look like it had leftovers, so it's probably Eviolite. And I also know that whatever he brings in, it doesn't want to take a knockoff, nothing, and Little Cone wants to take a knockoff. So I figured that was a safe move to go for. And he brings in the Mienfoo, which takes the knockoff damage-wise quite well, but it loses its Eviolite, so now it's going to be very easy to take out. I'm now going to basically sack my double and get up some entry hazards as I can. It's basically a suicide entry hazard setter upper. I get the spikes up here, which is nice. He then goes for the Drain Punch, which doesn't kill, which is nice, because that lets me get up a second layer of spikes. And he's now going to U-turn out of there and go into the Staryu. I guess that was a better play than the Drain Punch, because if he did Drain Punch, I would have just been able to bring in whatever, like probably, what the fuck do you call this bird? Volibee. I probably would have been able to bring in Volibee and then just kill him. So he U-turns to not really get the switch advantage, because now I'm just going to bring in Chinchou here. But it saves his Mienfoo, and his Mienfoo is looking like it's going to be a lot more vital in his success in this battle than his Staryu will be. So it was smart of him to do this, even though he does take all that entry hazard damage on his Staryu. It was still probably position-wise a better move for him than staying in and just going for the Drain Punch there. So I bring in my Chinchou now, which is going to be damaged by the Toxic Spike, but that is a-okay because I know that Chinchou is definitely going to be able to handle whatever he throws at me. So my thought process here was that since he had Staryu out, he was obviously going to predict a Thunderbolt or a Volt Switch. And I thought that rather than Ferroseed, he would bring in Magnemite to absorb that, so I went for the HP Ground, predicting the Magnemite switch. Didn't work out, he ended up going to Ferroseed here, but it still works out for me. It's just going to basically be a replay of what happened the last time that I attacked, and the last time he switched in Ferroseed or my Chinchou, and I bring in my Pumpkaboo here. This time he's taking the obvious switch opportunity to get the Stealth Rocks up on me, which definitely hurts. It's definitely going to limit the advantage that I'll get from having Volibee. And then he goes to the Iron Head. He's now going to attempt to Paraflinch me like a little bitch, but then I Fire Blast, and that takes out the Ferroseed. I finally get my first kill of the game, 13 turns in. Now brings in the Mienfoo. Here is probably where we're going to see that knockoff come into play. I bring in the Volibee, just figure bite the bullet and take the Stealth Rock damage and whatever the Mienfoo's going to throw out. I knew it would probably be knockoff, just because he brought it in on the Pumpkaboo, and I knew that would kill Pumpkaboo, or if not kill, do a massive amount of damage to it. So I got the fuck out of there, and I brought in my Volibee, which ate it up quite nicely, and since this one's weak armor, I'm now going to be able to outspeed this Mienfoo, which really puts him in a bad position. I Air Slash, and that does end up taking out the Mienfoo, which is great, because now I have a lot less to worry about with Scraggy. The main threat to my Scraggy is pretty much gone. The Abra is still in play, but it's at such low health that as long as I have some other Pokemon, I can pretty much rest assured that that is going to be taken care of. So I now have Volibee sitting here with increased speed and at decent health. So he's in a pretty bad position here if you look at his team, because the Abra, like I said, pretty much anything will kill that. A Tap will kill that. The Mariani is really the only wall that he has here. Staryu's defenses aren't really good enough to handle Volibee, especially after all that entry hazard damage, and the Magnemite will get taken out swiftly by Hidden Power Fighting. So he brings in the Staryu here, and I go for the Dark Pulse, which is definitely going to bring it down within an inch of its life. Unfortunately, that allows him to Rapid Spin. So that's bad for me a little bit, although it doesn't matter too much. I would personally have preferred for the entry to be up primarily for Mariani, just because every little bit of damage helps with fucking taking out that piece of shit. But anyway, it doesn't really matter for me because it does absolutely fucking nothing to Volibee. How did this thing die? I went for Dark Pulse. He goes for the Rapid Spin. How did this thing die? Oh, he switched out. Oh, he switched out into Abra. What the fuck? Alright, so I guess he just chose to sack his Abra here instead of sacking Staryu. I don't know why he would sack Abra instead of Staryu there. Either way, it's going to get him a free switch in basically into his Mariani here. The Dark Pulse, as you can see, it did a decent amount. Like I said, this thing is such a wall. I'm now going for the Air Slash, and I get that flinch! Ooh, I love that flinch. Let me go back. Look at that. Alright, Dark Pulse, no flinch, decent damage. It is what it is. Then what happens? Alright, he Sludge Bombs. Sludge Bomb thankfully does not take me out because then I Air Slash and I get the beautiful flinch. The flinch of a lifetime right there. He gets scared. He switches out. I Air Slash again, expecting him to stay in because he could have lived. Actually, no. After burn, he would have been dead. So, yeah, he kind of had to switch to preserve his Mariani, which was a good play on his part because he'll get the health back from Regenerator. But he brings in the Magnemite to basically eat up that Air Slash. Then he gets the fuck right out of there. He predicts probably the HP fighting, which I do use, expecting him to stay in. Maybe I don't know. These 50-50s, you know, you win some, you lose some. It was basically either Air Slash or HP fighting. I HP fighting. That was the wrong move. He then brings back in the Mariani here, and then I say, fuck you, and I Air Slash again, but unfortunately I don't get the flinch, so he's going to be able to recover all of that health back. I'm just going to keep Air Slashing here, hoping for another flinch, and he's just going to keep recovering, hoping to get up to full health, or for me to miss an Air Slash, and I missed the Air Slash there, and he Sludge Bombs, taking out my Volibee, and now we're basically back at square one. We were back at a completely neutral position, essentially, although his Staryu isn't looking too hot, and I mean, my Pumpkaboo is paralyzed here. So, and Chinchou's poison, and his Mariani's burn. So it's not totally neutral, but we each have our own advantages and disadvantages here. It's still anyone's game. This game's going on for quite a while, actually. I then Hidden Power Ground, expecting him again to go into Magnemite, but this man will not budge. He will not bring in that Magnemite. I kind of misplayed there, I guess, because I had already revealed that I had the HP Ground, so it was kind of foolish of me to think he would go Magnemite if he was paying attention. So I should have T-bolted there. Definitely would have been the better play. I'm now going to switch into my Pumpkaboo, and I figure, hey, if I gotta take that Sludge Bomb, I gotta take the Sludge Bomb. At least the perk of being paralyzed is he can't poison me. Here, I'm just going to Synthesis up because I know that I can live one more there. And now he's going to take this opportunity to get up a second layer of Toxic Spikes, probably predicting the Scraggy to come in at some point. He's kind of worried about that because that'll be able to one-shot his Magnemite with a high jump kick, and he definitely does not want that. So I now bring in the Chinchou here, which he takes out with the Sludge Bomb. I don't know why I brought in Chinchou, honestly. I mean, a T-Bolt would have been nice, but I should have known that the Sludge Bomb would kill. I guess I just preferred to lose Chinchou instead of Pumpkaboo. I'm not sure why though, because my Chinchou was Scarf, so it would be guaranteed to outspeed the Staryu, whereas since Pumpkaboo is paralyzed, it's going to have to eat an Ice Beam from that Staryu if it comes down to a 1v1, and it'll probably lose. Anyways, Chinchou ends up getting sacked, and now I bring in Scraggy here, and Scraggy is going to eat up all of that entry hazard shit, but I knock off the Eviolite, which puts me in a really good position here. The Sludge Bomb's going to take a little health off of me, activates the Berry Juice after Poison, and then I go for another knockoff, which is going to finally take off that Mariani. I'd assume Shed Skin would be in play here, but I still have that Toxic on me. Not a big deal though. He brings in the Magnemite, and I am going to be able to beat this thing 1v1, but he does Volt Switch out of there, which definitely sucks for me, because now I'm going to have to worry about what the 1v1 between Magnemite and Pumpkaboo will be like, which is a lot less certain than Scraggy versus Magnemite, because high jump kick is guaranteed one shot. The perk of this though is that I take out Staryu, which is arguably a much bigger threat to Pumpkaboo than Magnemite is solely because of the Ice Beam. So by sacking that Staryu, in a way, he actually really helps me. But in an effort to preserve his Magnemite, he really does end up helping me here. I now bring in Pumpkaboo. He's Choice Scarf, so he's going to be Flash Cannoning. Flash Cannoning? That's a weird word. Anyways, that's basically not... That's not a good position for him, really, because that's only doing 40 here. However, Paralysis is in play, so this is where shit gets really sketchy. We got Flash Cannon doing 40% here, and now keep in mind, I think that's a low roll, actually. So I really, basically, if this turn I get paralyzed, I will lose. If I don't get paralyzed and I Synthesis, then I still have a very good chance of winning this. So he goes for the Flash Cannon again. Look at that, another 40, and I get that Synthesis right when I need it. Now I need another one. That's the thing though. I need another one if I want to be safe. So he goes to the Flash Cannon again, gets 36. All right, so maybe 40 wasn't a low roll. He gets 36 with that Flash Cannon. Now that is a low roll. 36. That's a low roll. I go for another Synthesis here. By the grace of God, I don't get paralyzed. He's just going to keep Flash Cannoning, hoping for paralysis. Again, look at that, another 39. So he gets 40, 40, 36, 39. He said in these he said in the chat, these low rolls, LOL. I mean, he really got screwed over by the low rolls, and I'm really getting lucky by not getting Parahaxed here. So I get off another Synthesis. He goes for Flash Cannon again, gets 36%. After that Synthesis, I knew I could live another one because of these fucking low rolls. I mean, 40 was the highest he did. Look at this. So look, brings me down to 20. I get the Synthesis up, gets me to 68. So right here, I'm in good position because that's going to get me up to 76. And then, look at that, a 36 roll. If he'd gotten a 40 roll, I would have been in trouble. But he gets a 36, so that's got me at 40. And I know 40 is the highest, and he probably won't get. 40 is the highest he's gotten. He probably isn't going to get that again here. He's probably going to get another 36 to 39. So that finally puts me in a good position to use that Fire Blast, which will absolutely kill that Magnemite. And that is good game, Mr. Memes for Creams. What a battle. A lot of back and forth there, a lot of mishaps, not a lot of big brain plays, but still a good battle, down to the wire, a solid 1-0 from your boy. Thankfully, I did not get fucked over by hacks for once in my life, and I ended up winning. So, Memes for Creams, I am sorry about those low rolls. If you'd gotten higher rolls, you may have won that. Because if you'd gotten the higher one on turn... Turn 37, I believe. Yeah, when he got that 39, that probably, he'd gotten a little higher roll there. That would have prolonged the match at least, and it would have given him a higher chance of me getting fucked over by Parahax. But after that, I only needed one more Synthesis, and I was able to take that battle. So GG's. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed.